So many people probably are saying, oh, well, you're the only one with problems at Lenape. Well, not really. If you look at their Google reviews, this is just Google. This isn't even Yelp. Okay, so this is from Mary Taylor. She says, if I had the ability to give 0 stars, I would. This place is an absolute joke. The staff are not committed to helping those who need it the most. They prefer to do nothing and collect a paycheck. If I have never in my life seen such an absolute disaster as I've witnessed here. Without going into too many details, my child was assigned a supports coordinator. That's somebody that works with people with developmental issues. My child was assigned a supports coordinator from Lenape Valley. She is now on her 3rd coordinator, as the past 2 failed to handle the basic tasks to help obtain services for my kid. I have emails to prove this and will be seeking to file a complaint. Okay, I'm not the only one that's even complained about these people with the state. And a lawsuit through my attorney. You cannot simply treat kids on the spectrum as if they are not able to function in the community. You have failed this woman's daughter, she's saying. She said, you failed my daughter. You did not put her on any waiting lists for day programs. You continue to ignore my requests for respite care. Overtime, part-time, and occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech therapy. You don't return calls. Okay, heck, you have even spent time. You have even spent time with my daughter in an effort to fill out an appropriate ISP. Probably says you haven't even. What in God's name do you actually do? That's a very good question, isn't it? Because I am at a loss right now. It is unfortunate I have to refer my daughter's case to Lenape, all due to moving from Bucks to Montgomery County. I was very happy with Pendel Mental Health. As I said, now I will definitely say this. Pendel Mental Health is by far the worst, hands down the worst Bucks County mental health provider. But what I will say is the supports coordinators, the ID department, muy fabuloso. I had a lot of people on my caseload that were mentally challenged and had supports coordinators. The supports coordinators actually do their jobs, but I believe that's because they're regulated by the federal government at Pendel. Okay, this woman's advice to Lenape Valley is if you have no passion to help out at-risk children and adults, then get out and stack shelves at Walmart. Parents like me need care. And what's funny, this is what's even funnier. If these people did get out and stack shelves at Walmart, they'd probably make more money than they do at Lenape. The only thing keeping a lot of these people at Lenape is the fact that they like the power and control over people's lives. She's saying unreal, unprofessional, uncaring, and failure to provide the most basic needs for children and adults on the spectrum. Okay. This is from this woman here, and it says, after reading a lot of these reviews, I realized that I'm not the only one that has had a bad experience with this place. I have been trying to get mental health services for my mother, who has been diagnosed with multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder. Intake services has been a nightmare in trying to get help for her. I have been trying to get services through this place for a little longer than 6 months. I explained to the guy in intake that I really need mental health services for her, but he was very rude, unprofessional, and unsympathetic. After reading the reviews about this place and my experiences, I will be seeking help elsewhere. The staff here are as rude and obnoxious as it gets, very dissatisfied. We're your patients. Do you get that? We pay your salary. Is a tiny bit of respect for another human being that hard? Disgraceful. Again, this guy really sums it up. The staff here are as rude and obnoxious as it gets. Very dissatisfied. We're your patients. Do you get that? We pay your salary. Is a tiny bit of respect for another human being that hard? Disgraceful. This woman is explaining the crisis hotline is a joke. Crisis unit at Doylestown is not a good support system either. Okay. Most, not all staff are rude, dismissive. She has had dealings with local hospitals without crisis units there, blah blah blah. You can read this on your own, okay? So this one is my partner was set up to start care here after discharging from Lower Bucks inpatient. The experience here since has been terrible. It took a month for them to actually have an appointment, and then first appointments they had with a therapist and psychiatrist, both practitioners missed. So the practitioners missed. I have had a past experience like that where my therapist just didn't show up to my next appointment and then never called me back when I called her back. That goes back years ago, but it did happen. She said that is ridiculous, negligent treatment of a patient that was just discharged. That's negligent treatment of any patient or client, but especially one that was just discharged from a fucking hospital. Okay? The light that kept them getting care from this facility was their psychiatrist, Catherine Myers. She was thorough, flexible, and caring. So you got to understand, these people are trying to give credit where credit is due. They're not just dissing this organization. They're trying to give credit where credit is due. Everyone is trying to be fair, including myself. It's kind of hard to be fair to such an awful organization. She's been helping this person's partner, but for their last appointment, the virtual session, logged on and no one else did. They called the day to schedule. You can read this on your own. Absolutely and completely disorganized. I was put in the TOP program, which stands for outpatient. My first day trying it, I had to go to work, which meant for some of the session, I would have to bring it with me to travel to work and make it on time. I was not told I could not be driving while on the Zoom call. Mind you, I was completely hands-free and on Bluetooth. I had been told, as being a new member, that we were not to drive while on group. I would have said goodbye before getting in the car. The clinician in charge reprimanded me. This is the clinician reprimanded him as though they're a teacher. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? In front of the entire group, leaving me feeling embarrassed and in a state of panic. This is how they treat people that are mentally ill. I don't know if they are just overwhelmed, but in order to have meds, we have to call nonstop and stay on top of them for anything to get done, which is hard. This person's child is going days without meds due to their lack of organization. Now consider the fact that you can go through withdrawal on some of these medications. You can even die from withdrawal from some of these medications. Keep that in mind. Not all insurances are accepted. My Medicare Advantage plan wasn't accepted when I called to say I now had Medicaid, and would that qualify me? I did not receive a return phone call. I just left another voicemail message. Hopefully a facility specializing in mental health will not let me wait yet another week without an answer. This might be the actual worst place I've ever been to. For what I now know is OCD, when my anxiety and suicidal thoughts/actions, this is what somebody's saying, not me, someone else, were at their worst, I was taken there by my girlfriend to their ER, where I was promptly kicked out in less than 10 minutes because I was suicidal the night before, but not at that exact moment. I was taken to the ER. I would recommend going to a place in Philadelphia where I now live, and Philadelphia is, oh my God, that's great. Where I now live and have been doing great thanks to both an awesome psychiatrist and psychotherapist. The reason that's hilarious is Philadelphia is known for having the absolute worst services in our area. It's a shame. It was always, this person is saying it's a shame. It was always a great place to go and always put patients first. This person's daughter has been coming there for about a year. With the recent changes they have made within the office, it has been a nightmare. Not conducive for parents or patients. If you are new looking for a psych practice, keep looking. This person is trying to find a new place themselves. Then, of course, there's mine, and I very strongly encourage people that this agency has wronged to take to social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Gab, BitChute, Rumble, etc. to let the public know just how dangerous this organization is. I very strongly encourage people that this agency has wronged to take to social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Gab, BitChute, Rumble, etc. to let the public know how dangerous this organization is. And that's all for this video. Links in the description.